Hello and welcome, I'm Stormo, and this is the Daily Gaming News Roundup of the PC Gaming Show from E3 2016. The show itself was hosted by Sean Day 9 Plot. Dawn of War 3. Relic Entertainment were on hand to show exclusive gameplay footage of their upcoming game. They showed off new elite heroes and the game's main story hero. There was also a new robot unit, and the Space Marines drop pod mechanic was shown off. The story itself is said to interweave between three heroes representing the three different factions of the game. Oxygen Not Included. Oxygen Not Included is the new title from Klee Entertainment, makers of Don't Starve and Mark of the Ninja. The game is a colony simulation game, and a brief trailer for it was shown. Ark Survival Evolved. Jesse and Forrest Rapshack, developers of Ark Survival Evolved, came on stage. They announced a new biome for the game called the Redwood biome. This biome adds new resources and a grappling hook mechanic to the game, as well as a new dinosaur called the Titanosaur. The Titanosaur is so large that it's possible to build a base on top of the actual creature itself. Titanosaurs also can't be tamed and require special takedown methods. Official support for a mod that allows village building and trading was also announced. Another new mod that will allow players to play as the various animal types in the game will also gain official support later this year. Giant Cop. Giant Cop is a VR game that's coming out later this year.
You should try it, man. It's very free. Coming to Micro Beach used to be a great natural experience. Do some naked sunbathing, naked barbecue, naked hula hoop, naked Sudoku. Now it's so restricted and boring. It all started going downhill when they brought in that giant...
People have no decency today. I couldn't even go to the beach without seeing peckers and hoo-has everywhere. But the beach is a much nicer place now. I can take my kitties on a leisurely stroll and not have to worry about all that indecency.
That giant cop is great! Like a super detective! My prized petunia plant beauty was stolen! I was heartbroken! I gave Giant Cop a picture of my beauty, and that dirty thief was quickly dealt with!
Micro City's not the same anymore, man. Like, you can't find the voice.
I no longer fear walking home now the Giant Cop has eyes everywhere. The streets feel much safer.
Our police force is top-notch, and our city has never been better because of it. I am happy to have the Giant Cop here to serve us. Giant Cop is the greatest.
Mountain Blade 2. A trailer for the upcoming sequel to Mountain Blade was shown, and Taleworld's community manager Frank Elliott came on stage to discuss the game. The game itself focuses on feudal warfare and simulates many aspects of medieval life. Players can command armies or fight directly within them. Mountain Blade 2 will aim for realistic historical scenarios. The Surge. The Surge is a new game from Lords of the Fallen developer Deck 13. It will be coming to all platforms, not just PC, and is described as sci-fi Dark Souls.
Rays, forged from imperfection, steeled by technology. We're the cogs in their machine, and yet we struggle on. We are human, so we fight. But are we fighting for our future or theirs?
Lawbreakers. Cliff Bleszinski came out to show a new map for the game that hasn't previously been shown off. According to Bleszinski, Lawbreakers will focus heavily on movement, especially in low-gravity environments. He says he wants the game to be the equivalent of Mortal Kombat to Overwatch's Street Fighter. A limited alpha for the game will happen this weekend, and early access for it is planned for August, but there's no firm date yet.
When you jump into zero G, how are you gonna win the war? Will you fly like a rocket? Or swing through the sky?
Step into the shadow!
You have picked up the battery.
Will you be on the right side of the blade or the wrong side of a gun? Lawbreakers.
AMD. Lisa Su, the CEO of AMD, came on stage to talk about their new hardware. According to Su, AMD's current focus is about trying to fit high performance in to much better price points. AMD has doubled down on software to improve its performance in many games by providing better drivers and other features. Su showed off the entire upcoming Polaris range, including the Radeon RX 480, RX 470 and RX 460. The RX 480 is intended to provide premium VR at a $199 price point or above. The 470 is designed around performance per watt, while the 460 is intended to be an esports card. Su also demonstrated an Alienware reference VR backpack running with an RX 480 and showed off Serious Sam in VR. She also talked about AMD's upcoming Zen CPUs. The CPUs, originally codenamed Summit Ridge, use an 8-core 16-thread CPU design. They were shown to be running Doom at acceptable frame rates. Vampire. Vampire is the new game from Life is Strange and Remember Me developer Don't Nod.
What does it mean? That I'm dead too?
Steady, boys. We got one of them here. I've got... He's dead. You're mine, vermin!
Killing Floor 2. John Gibson was on hand to talk about the upcoming Bullseye content pack for Killing Floor 2. The pack is live now and available for everyone who owns the game. He also announced that Killing Floor 2 would be leaving early access later this year. Gibson also demonstrated a VR form of Killing Floor 2 that is a different experience to the current game. Alongside Killing Floor VR, a new version of Superhot for VR was also announced. Tyranny, a new trailer for Obsidian's latest game, was shown at the conference.
For centuries, Kairos the Overlord has conquered the known world. Dissent has been quelled. And those who once boasted of their right to rule are forced to kneel. In Kairos' empire, the execution of justice is paramount. The lawless will be broken, made to feed the flames of war. Those found deserving of authority may rise, picked from the ashes, to be the enforcers, spearheads of the cause, to judge the accused and strike down those foolish enough to resist. As the final conquest draws near, you can institute the law from above, or use the banner to institute your own. The destiny of nations is yours to decide.
Observer. Observer is a new game from Bloober Team, the makers of Layers of Fear. Rafael Basage came on stage to talk about the game and show off some of the gameplay. Observer asks, what would you do if your fears got hacked and used against you? The game has an Eastern European cyberpunk setting and will allow players to hack people's minds and memories. Drop Zone. Drop Zone is the new game from Sparky Pants Studios. It's a real-time strategy game where players control 3 pilots with configurable loadouts. The game is designed to combine RTS strategy and MOBA-type action. Arma 3 Apex. Arma 3 Apex is the latest expansion to Arma 3. Jay Crow from Bohemia Interactive was on hand to show off some of the gameplay for Apex. The expansion will feature 13 new weapons, a huge new map, and content designed with modding in mind. It will also launch on July 11th, with a sneak preview build for people who have pre-ordered Apex available now. The Turing Test. The Turing Test is a new game from Bulkhead and published by Square Enix. The game is a first-person puzzle game set on Europa, and it explores the possibility of life on Jupiter's moon.
And we went to scientific advisors to try and get an idea of what that life would actually be. So we're telling a science fiction story, and it is really fictionalized, and we have lasers and all this kind of stuff, but it's based in an underlying reality of wanting to tell a story that could actually be true.
The original prototype was really cool because what happened when we saw people play it is they instantly understood what was happening and they understood the mechanics of the game. It's kind of a game where you pick up and you can just play it, you learn through the mechanics, and that's something that we wanted to push in terms of design. We wanted people from any background to be able to come and pick up the controller and find it a fun experience to play.
When the team showed me the Turing test, I thought it was a great development on their last game. You feel a lot more involved in the world, you have a lot more control over the environment, and it just opens the world up to a lot more possibilities, really.
We present the player with, a linear story that they can progress through. But as well as this linear story, there's also elements underneath that will change the meaning of the story for the player as they experience it. Developing the game has been about that challenge of making something functional but beautiful.
Overland. Heather Penn, an artist at Finji Studios, came out to announce a limited first access program on itch.io for their upcoming title. Dual Universe. NovaQuark's Jean-Christophe Bailly was on stage to talk about his studio's upcoming game. The game is a space sim in which it's possible to build anything from ships to houses to space stations and large cities. The game is built around a continuous single shard universe where everybody plays in the same world at the same time. An alpha of Dual Universe is planned for release in early 2017. Halo Wars 2. Dan Ayub from 343 Industries came out to discuss the sequel to Halo Wars. Halo Wars 2 will come out on PC as well as the Xbox One. According to Ayub, the first Halo Wars is the best-selling console RTS of all time. He talked about providing a lot of modes to appeal to different kinds of players, allowing for many players to be able to get into the RTS genre. He also mentioned that the PC version of Halo Wars 2 fully supports mouse and keyboard play. Day of Infamy. Day of Infamy is the new game from Insurgency developers New World Interactive. It will launch in early access in July.
Bloody hell! You took the scenic route, didn't you?
Come on, this is one section. Request immediate barrage on objective Able. Over. All right, lads. We've got a war to win.
Mirage Arcane Warfare. Steve Piggott, president of Torn Banner Studios, was on hand to talk about his latest game. The game is aiming to bring fighting game type attacks to a first-person type game. Mirage Arcane Warfare will launch later this year. Mages of Mistralia. A trailer was shown that announced that Mages of Mistralia would launch in 2017.
They combine runes into patterns, just like constellations in the starry sky. And in this bewildering darkness, they're the valley's only hope. So, tell me, what spells will you create?
Warframe. A new mode for Warframe, Lunaro, was announced. The new mode is a ball sport type game reminiscent of the classic Unreal Tournament mode.
You have attained mastery, paid for in blood and suffering. But even the greatest warriors need a reprieve from combat. And so it is with Lunaro, the honor sport of a lost time. Here you will grow new dimensions of skill. Focused not on violence, but on teamwork and coordination. Your prize, not war spoils, but friendship and harmony. Lunaro teams at the ready.
Deus Ex Mankind Divided. The first level of Deus Ex Mankind Divided was shown off. The map is set in Dubai and is designed to link the first game to the second. The demo that was shown at the conference also showed the new cover system that allows takedowns from cover, among many other things. The new interface for Deus Ex Mankind Divided is designed to be scalable in terms of being able to hide and show what you want, allowing players to customize the experience to their liking. The PC Gaming Show wrapped up with a speech from Warren Spector about the current state of PC gaming. That's all from the PC Gaming Show. Keep an eye out for the Microsoft and Sony roundups as well.